most were made slaves. The dominant Catholic Church knew of such disparity but turned a blind eye. More than that, it jumped through legalistic hoops to make slavery itself not only acceptable, but justifiable as a way of spreading the faith. Indeed, slave owners were obliged by law to baptize all their workers. Hundreds of ornate churches were built to be used by whites and newly converted blacks. These churches were both built and decorated by slaves. Pointedly, some quietly rebelled by sculpting pregnant angels.
One very erudite Portuguese priest who was long resident in Brazil delivered in the 17th century a particularly revealing sermon in which he argued that the trials and tribulations in this life were sure passage to comfort and peace in the next, and that slaves could take consolation in that. He also warned masters that the other could be true, and if you were too abusive of your slaves, you might find passage to the next life a fairly uncomfortable one. So he wanted to have it both ways, but he certainly wasn't arguing against the existence of the institution of slavery. The Catholic Church never took up that campaign.
Black brothers, the slavery you suffer, however hard and grinding it may be, or seems to be, is only half slavery. You are slaves in your exterior part, which is the body. However, in the other interior and nobler half, the soul, you are not a slave, but free. When you serve your masters, you do not serve them as someone who serves men, but rather as someone who serves God. Vieira, Jesuit priest.
They are kept in a state of the darkest ignorance. They are baptized for form's sake, and no doubt actually worship the images of the saints as probably resembling their African gods. Cowper, British diplomat.